Good Sunday evening, everybody. It's warming up here up in New England, and it's also warming up in our calendar. We've welcome back to another JohnTries Whiskey Advent Calendar series. It is day number 8 for the year. How is everybody doing on this nice and warm Sunday evening? I'm right on time for a change. I said I would do this at 9, and for once I am on at 9, so that's fantastic. You can stop worrying about your fantasy football teams right now because it's time for fantasy whiskey. I I mean, all whiskey should be a fantasy, but maybe there's a special kind of fantasy in this box. Here we are. Here's the calendar, and which I have upside down. Now I don't. Um, Here we are. We move on to the next phase. Don't know why I put day 7 in backwards, but this was day 7. If you just joining us, last night was probably the first dud of the year. At least it was for me. It was a very light tasting whiskey that really didn't have much punch, at least for me anyway. I know people seem to like it on the internet. It just wasn't for me. But let's see if day 8 can brighten things up. Take out our drawer and we open it up. And our whiskey of the day is, oh, we're going to Australia with Starwood. I'm gonna stop doing that. Starwood did it anyway. Single red wine barrel number 10361, selected by Pour and Sip, a single malt Australian whiskey. Oh, bonza to that. I apologize to anyone that might be listening to this from Australia. I don't think I've had an Australian before. Didn't think they were much of a whiskey country. They are more of more beer country with Fosters and all that. Um, so let's put this back and let's see what do the land down under give us with Starward. I say I haven't had this. This label looks familiar. I might have had this in the world calendar. Um, Done in the world calendar. I'm not sure though. But I know this name kind of rings a bell. And it's aged in a red wine barrel, so this could be a fascinating. I've had red wine whiskeys before, and they're not too terrible. There you go. So let's take a look, and yep, we've got that sort of reddish blush that I think one would come to expect. It is dark. It's got that nice redness that comes from having being in a red wine barrel, I am sure. The smell? Yep. Nice full-bodied grape. You can get the tannins in there. But just underneath, there's a little bit of oakiness. There's strawberry, some plum, bit of some herbage, a bit of mint. Nice grape in there too. Hope it doesn't taste like grapes, but let's see how it is anyway. Mm. The palate, the strawberry notes do come through, but it's got a sort of creamy, oily kind of uh, texture to the tongue, which actually is quite pleasing to say the least. It coats it nicely, almost like almost buttery at certain points. Nice sort of sugary sweetness in there. Good sugary sweetness, nice herb. There's a good herbaceousness in there. There's a slight hint of orange as well. I think that's typical for a nice whiskey. How old is this, by the way? There's no age statement, so it's actually fairly young. Um, Light wood notes, not too heavy. The red wine flavor isn't quite as strong on the palate as it might be on the nose, which is good. It does. Mm, mm, this is very pleasant. The finish is slight smokiness, a bit of slight smokiness in there. Hmm. I really am trying to, because one thing I've noticed is like when I do these videos, I cannot seem to get the finish right. I do the palate well, and I do the nose well, but the finish eludes me. There is a sort of herbal, there's an herbal sting on the back. That's true. It does, but herbal. There is a bit of fruitiness. There is a bit of fruitiness, fruit salad kind of thing going. Fruit is a very dominant flavor here, more so than all the others. Strawberry, plum, grape, wine, essentially. Slight bit of herbiness. There's a bit of a nice buttery mouthfeel there. Coats the tongue very nicely. It lingers. Got a nice sort of lingering going there. It's a nice whiskey. I will, let's see, on a scale of 0 to 10, I will give this a 7.7 out of 10. Is very good. It goes down nicely. Mm, Fruitiness, the strawberry notes come through very well. It's well rounded. It's well balanced, despite not having an age statement on it. It is it's very pleasant. Not bad from Australia. Again, it is the Starward uh, single red wine barrel selected by Port and Sip number 10361, and it is a proud product of good old Australia. So I'm gonna finish this, and I will see you tomorrow. Die, mates.